truck a lot. You know, he did a bunch of preventative stuff that we would have never thought about doing. Okay,
Dave, you remember him? Tom Kratchmer?
The name rings a bell, but
Tim Shea and Tom came at the same time.
Right. Tom was a tuba player.
Right. And Tim was a banjo player.
Right.
And the thing I remember about Tim the most was his dad came down and did a whole, you know, what did they cook out of Boston? Clam bake.
Yeah, I was there for that. I was there, the quahogs and the kielbasa sausage and all that.
Yeah, that was good.
Was that your place?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I liked Tim. I keep sending him the emails, but you know, I guess he's busy, Mr. Judge.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah, that is. If you look on, if you Google him, there's some interesting stuff about him, because he got in trouble because he told a woman lawyer to go, you know, in court. She says something. He goes, "Why don't you go out and get me some coffee?" And it's interesting to look at.
Well, he's the guy up in New York where they said last call for alcohol, and some big Marine ordered a pitcher of beer. So they're putting up chairs and stuff like that. And this guy's about halfway finished his pitcher of beer. Everybody's waiting for him to leave, the Marine. And Tim walks up to him and says, "Okay, asshole, time to leave." And the guy hauled up and punched Tim in the face and knocked him out.
Yeah, that sounds.
other days, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Bill Meehan was coming on, but.
Hello, guys.
Oh, you're there?
I'm here.
Bill,
Okay.
we can't see your picture. You need a
Oh, wait a
open
minute.
up the video. There you go, Bill.
Do we get it?
Yeah, you're looking good, Bill.
Bill.
Yeah.
You look
Okay.
good.
Thank you.
So I've got it.
Where you live, Bill? Where you living now?
I live in we call it Dorchester up this way. Right
Okay,
in the middle of Boston.
cool.
It's not too far from the original club on Warrington Street, in fact.
Were you there in Boston when Dave Gannett was playing tuba?
No, because I was playing tuba. Either
Oh,
I
you
was,
playing tuba also. Okay.
yeah.
They had a guy. He also was with the Boston Symphony, and he played tuba at the Mustache.
Oh, yeah. You know who was playing tuba at the time? Chuck Stewart.
Right.
You remember Chuck?
I knew of him. I didn't know him.
Yeah, in fact, I went to, I found out when I first hooked into playing with the Mustache Club that I went to junior high school with Chuck. That goes way back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Bill, I have a question for you. You know, this picture that I sent out with the invite, Mark Heater, H-E-T-E-R.
Oh, the picture. Yeah, yeah.
He said, "I know Sonny and Mark Aiken. Who are the rest of the guys in the band?"
Well, you see the tuba player.
That's you.
That's me, and that's Mark is in the middle there playing lead. The banjo player on the right-hand side, that was, what was his name? Oh, damn. It'll come to me. Of course, we all know Sonny.
Yeah, Sonny Helmer with his toes.
Yeah, that boy, he he and I played in St. Louis for quite some time. It's a wonder he never fell off that damn chair.
Who's the three banjo players, Bill?
Well, Mark was in the middle there.
What's his last name?
Mark Aiken.
Oh, Mark Aiken. Okay.
He was a good friend of Joel's. I think that's how how he hooked into the band. Mark, yeah, he played the lead, and he had a brother, Don Aiken, who also played banjo.
And you can't remember the other two banjo players' names, huh?
Yeah. Oh, damn! It'll come to me. Trust me on that. I don't know. It's
You
just
know,
Who's
you know,
Sonny?
there's,
Is Sonny the trombone player?
yeah, Sonny's the trombone player.
Sonny Helmer, yeah. I got a note from Joan Dragon this past week saying that Sonny, he's not been well. I guess he's been kind of in and out of the hospital.
Well, I saw him about 3 years ago. We had a big mustache reunion down in Punta Gorda, Florida, and he showed up for that.
Oh, he did? Okay, that's good.
He did. He was, you know, obviously he's aging, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
We all are.
Yeah, we all are, you know. But,
Tell me about it. Yeah, yeah.
you know, but he was still playing. He played with us. We did a concert down there, you know, and
Yeah.
he played. But you know what? There's not too many photos of the Boston club. That one we looked at just now. That I mean, I've seen.
Now, that was the St. Louis club, the one that
Oh, that was St. Louis.
that's the that I took. Somebody in my crowd took that picture. In fact, I had a half a dozen pictures of that bandstand, and that particular one I think is the one that Tom sort of he hooked onto that because that was the one that shows Sonny at his best, you know.
Well, I would think there's even fewer photos of the St. Louis club.
Well, that was the one. I've got a half a dozen more of the St. Louis club, either the band playing or just the bandstand, or even a picture outside the club itself.
Cool.
If you get a chance, why don't you send me the outside one?
I'm sorry?
If you get a chance, why don't you send me the outside shot?
I will. I've got that. Yeah, I've got
Is that in Gaslight Square?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And Tom, I got the list of all the photos you have. That was pretty neat. I saw that today.
Yeah, so you
Oh,
can
yeah, I
download
have
me those.
5
you
of
want.
them. Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
There's a couple more that I didn't send because they were just the club and they didn't have any people involved.
I thought it was interesting the way the bandstand was not a stand-up bandstand, that it was, you know, they sat down,
Yes.
that wall.
As I recall now, well, because I played in the Boston club. That was the first club I played in was New York because I was new on tuba. I'm basically a trumpet player, but I switched off to tuba because I wanted to have that experience of getting out there and out in the land and, you know, doing the club. So then I switched off to so I played tuba in Boston, and then I went out to St. Louis and I played out there for a few months, and that's where those pictures were taken that you see.
Those are rare because
Oh yeah,
we've been on the Zoom meeting for the last 5 months, and that's the first picture from St. Louis we've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that there probably are no other St. Louis pictures around because, well, I don't know. I didn't play out there that long. I got a call, interestingly, from Uncle Sam. He wanted to send me over to the jungle and kill a few Vietnamese. So
Right.
so I was able to get around that a little bit.
There's Billy Blank.
Hey,
There
Barry.
you go.
Hello, Bill.
Billy.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna punch it on the other so I can see everybody. There we are.
Now that I've never seen these before.
Seen what before?
I've never seen these pictures before.
You looking at some pictures?
Yeah, you looking at some pictures?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got a TV going on behind me here.
Oh, okay, good, because I was
gotta
going,
shut that
saying,
damn
wait
thing
a minute.
off. It's got me confused.
Yeah.
I'm easily confused.
Me too.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something, Bill. In right now, besides you and I, we got waiters and managers with us.
Ah,
Did they do bar songs in Boston and in St. Louis where the waiters would jump up at a bar and sing? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that. Now, I played in Boston, not a long time, but long enough to get a sense. Brian Wallace was the He was the manager when I was playing tuba there.
So you don't remember a thing called bar songs where the waiters would jump up on a bar and sing?
No, that I don't remember. No.
See, that was a big deal in New Orleans, and it was also a pretty big deal in New York. When I played New York, we
Yeah.
did bar songs, not quite as much. In New Orleans, we did a bar song every set.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
but
played
you know,
in
when they were sitting in that
was-
little, I think when they were sitting down too, that would influence a lot of stuff, because when you're standing on that stage, towering above the people, and the waiters are running around clapping and stuff, that
Right.
seemed more motivating.
Well,
Yeah,
I,
well,
never, I never remember. I played in St. Louis. I played in Boston. I played in New York, and I played down the Cape one summer too. But I don't remember the band ever standing.
See, after you left,
Maybe
they
the
all
trombone
stood.
player in the background. Maybe the trombone player would play, but everybody else was on a chair on the front row, and the bone would be behind us.
Well, for the first 6 or 7 years, everybody sat down. For the last 7 years, everybody stood up.
Okay, so now that's a difference. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, because here's the trombone player standing, but everybody else.
yeah. That's one of the other ones that I took from St. Louis.
Right.
Yeah, Bill, you had a lot of hair then.
Yeah, not any longer. No, it's pretty gone. I keep it pretty much shaved down now these days. Now that banjo player sitting next to me, I don't know who that was, and yet whoever the hell it was, he played out there for some time, and of course we all know Mark. Oh, I know the other player to Mark's left, Alan Doxey.
Alan Doxey. Right.
I knew, that,
Dobsey.
I knew it would come to me. Yeah.
D-O-B-S-E or
No, D-O-X-I-E.
D-O-X-I-E?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah.
David, isn't it amazing how all the mustache clubs look the same? Look at them, huh?
Oh, they did. Exactly right. Yeah.
I like the red and black motif.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look the same. Look at that.
Yeah, there's Sonny. There he is.
You see the sign right in the middle, appearing nightly, mustache stompers? I got the
Yeah.
one in New Orleans in my garage.
No kidding. Wow.
I got it. I got the actual sign
Yeah.
hanging in my garage.
Good for you. Yeah. Now I was talking to Joan on the phone the other day. I called her up and we chatted for quite some time. And a few names popped into my head that, as you know, as they all, all these people that we knew way back when. What is going on with Joel? Is he around? Is he well or?
Tom?
Well, I
Joel
sent
Cerrone.
him and Emily a note this week and didn't hear anything back again.
Yeah.
He sent us- the last thing I heard, he made an offhand remark about something somebody else had said. Sort of, that he was, I can't tell if he's out of rehab or not yet. He was in rehab, Bill, for a while.
Was he?
He broke his arm.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that's a different story from. Yeah, the rehab is different from. It's different from a nursing home.
Yeah, but
Does Bill know that when Joel was on, he was still intrigued with getting another mustache reunion in Point Pleasant, was it? Or up in
was that
Connecticut.
yeah,
Connecticut?
Yeah.
Yeah. He wanted to have another mustache reunion one day.
Well, I asked him about that too. I said, any news about the reunion?
Yeah.
But maybe he'll write back later. I don't know.
Well, right now we're waiting for COVID to see what that happens, but it was planned for last June.
Yeah. Now I saw his name shows up on the list of all the emails. So apparently he's communicating with some of us from time to time. Another name that I mentioned to Joni when I spoke to her the other day was Buzzy Podwell.
Buzzy died, unfortunately.
Oh, he did. Now he played in St. Louis with me for quite some time.
Buzzy died, but his wife, Banu, did you know her?
I don't remember her. He was from Chicago.
She was on this call last week, I think, when you were on.
Oh, she was? And I'll see that, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't remember her.
Yeah, his wife, but Buzzy died maybe about 8 years ago.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
Banu was the girl in the picture with the ponytails.
Oh, okay. Now that rings a bell with me now. Yes. Yep.
Is Buzzy in there?
No, Buzzy is not in that shot.
Oh, okay. I'll try to find him.
Yeah. Well, somebody has a collection of pictures.
Well, people have been sending them, so I've been trying.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom, I did get your package of pictures. I've been busy all day. I didn't have a chance to open them up though.
I just want
Yeah,
you to.
I opened them and I enjoyed them. They're those ones from Frontier days is some pictures I've never seen.
Oh, really? Wow.
I'll find him and put him up.
Yeah.
I hope to get into my storage unit sometime this week. I have some nice candid footage of the 50th reunion. I brought my little camera with me, and when the band was playing in the bar at the hotel before the Carnegie Hall performance, and also the band warming up for Carnegie Hall. I have some
Oh,
shots.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll try to get those.
Tom,
Yeah.
you said you were going to put together some type of web page with all this information.
Yeah, I just haven't gotten around to doing it.
Oh yeah, well it would take a lot of work, but I will tell you that Roger has one, and so does Chris Fenimore. But there's so much stuff that could go into them, especially YouTube videos and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A web page that has everything. In other words, Chris's is fairly incomplete, but is the best one. Then you got Roger with some of those old pictures, but it's incomplete.
Well, I was going to talk to Chris because if he knows how to do all this stuff, maybe he and I could get together, and because I think these recording these meetings are good because I notice a lot of people watch them when I send them out.
Yeah. People are going to watch what we're saying right now.
I don't remember any videos at all. Of course, I've been out of the loop too. So.
Well, Bill, when I send you the invite, you know, at the top of the screen in big letters, it says last week's Zoom. And
Yes.
There's a link. If you click on that link right below last week's Zoom, up will come like an hour YouTube video that's last week's what we're doing.
What we're doing right now. Next week, you'll get what we're doing right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got it. Yeah.
And all that could be part of an archives, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stories that go back.
When I was playing out at the St. Louis club, we had a bunch. Well, of course, we're all a bunch of characters. You gotta admit that. Guys like Sonny, and we had a bartender out there. His name was, we called him Duggar, and he had a girlfriend out there, and what the hell was her name? Petey, they called her. She was tough as nails. Carol Ann Petros. They had a very, very strange relationship. They used to take branches off of. Oh, is that Joel?
That's
Yeah.
Joel. That's Banu. Is that Buzzy?
No,
I don't know what Buzzy is.
that's what's his name? Hebert. Can't remember his first name.
Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah. See, now that girl on the left, yeah, that was Buzzy's wife. You said?
The one,
The one with the silver hair, blonde hair.
yeah, he's pointing at her right now with the blonde hair.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, so you can see my. That's interesting to know. So you can see my little
You
cursor.
can see your cursor.
Okay, good. I'm learning.
But I'll tell you what, Bill, as a person who I played in three of the clubs, and every club was a bunch of crazy people.
You're right.
All of them.
You're absolutely right about that.
All of them.
When I played in Boston, that was one of the early clubs I played in. Brian Wallace was the manager at the time. Now Brian was a kind of a dark creature. He was a gangster. Let's put it that way. He was a gangster, and he belonged to this group. If anybody who lived, I lived in Boston all my life, so I got to know the names of Whitey Bulger and those kinds of characters that had quite a few had quite a reputation. But Brian Wallace was a member of this, what they call the Winter Hill Gang. Now that gang, that was a serious. They loved murder. seriously, and this is the way that it was in Boston. And if you and unless you were you had
That's Buzzy, third from the right.
In
Yeah.
the back.
Start with the redhead. That's Christine, Bob, and then Buzzy, and then I can't remember the tall guy. And then by
is
the
that Buzzy in the back there?
yes,
Yeah, with the glasses. Okay.
Oh, now that, yeah, okay. Oh, that's good to see that. That boy, what a joy to see these pictures.
but look, the times have changed. Look at the two people on the end, Christine and the guy on the end, both holding a cigarette.
Okay,
Times have changed, huh?
boy.
Look at that.
Now, where was that? That looks like some kind of fraternity house.
Yeah, what was that a picture of?
They probably played at a fraternity house.
Yeah,
What'd you say, Mike? How you doing, Mike Gentry?
Hey,
Mr.
that
Gentry,
said
good to see
Bob,
you.
that said Bob Balcom at the top of the picture. They had the names. Look at the
Yeah.
top of the
Balcom.
picture again.
Mike, do you know Bill from that played St. Louis and Boston? Say hello.
Yes. We,
Yeah.
yeah. Hi, Bill. Look at that
And here's
picture again.
Chris
The names were
Fenimore.
across the top.
hold on.
What'd you say, Chris Fenimore?
Your microphone's off, Chris.
Your
Oh.
microphone's off, Chris.
There it is. It's that little sign in the corner that says,
How you doing, Chris? Chris, say hello to Bill, me, and he's
I'm good. I was away for a while. I missed you guys.
Well, we're getting pictures of flipping back and forth here. Yeah. Now I've got
Really?
the white.
Bob Balcom and
Fuzzy in the background there.
Bob Muncie and Bob Bachman.
which one is Muncie? All the way to the right?
Yeah,
All the way
she
to the
told
right.
me it was, she wrote down Christine, Bob Adams, Buzz Podwell, Bob Bacchus, Bakken,
Balcom.
new Bob Muncie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
wow.
Well, you got some good memories. I'd say your memory is better than mine.
I'm reading it off the list.
Bill, I think I knew you from back in the day. Where did you, what club were you at? Bill Min?
Who are you talking to?
It's Chris Fenimore.
Yeah,
What do you
okay.
need, Bill?
Well, I started playing. You know who I went to school with, and who was one of the early trombone players in the Boston Club was David Badgeron. Dave Badgeron. He was a classmate of mine at BU, and he played in Boston for a while. We played did a Dixieland gig in Boston on Sunday afternoons. For quite some time, and then he went down to New York and played in the New York club.
I played with him a couple of times.
I'm sorry, say again?
Yeah, Chris,
I
your
played with him a
audio's
couple of
busting
times
up.
in the New York club.
Chris, we're not picking you up real well. You maybe need to get closer to your
Oh.
speaker.
Hello,
Okay.
Jim.
Hey,
Hold
Gim.
on.
How do you do? How do you do?
Good
Hey,
to
Gim,
see
how
you,
you doing?
Gim.
Yeah. Well, he played, and then he went on to play with Blood, Sweat, and Tears for a few years. So
Right.
he made kind of a name for himself. he's still around. I just still, I'm in touch with him. He lives in New York, upstate New York, and he's still playing his horn. He plays tuba and bone both.
Look, Bill, in the New Orleans club, every night we play your college's fight song.
Oh yeah.
It had to be you. Yeah.
Oh God. I think I might have heard that line before.
There's nothing like a good joke, and that was.
That was Mike Gentry's favorite line. That's the old one.
Yeah. Had to be.
I must have used that line 1,000 times, yeah.
Yeah.
But with regard to Bergeron, he has made a very successful career out of it. He's recorded extensively. He's a what do you call it? A studio musician for one of the big brass instrument companies. You know, where they give him instruments and he demonstrates and all that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. But
He's also been the in the pit for Chicago on Broadway for the last, I think, probably a dozen years. Last time I talked to him, he said, "I got one more year in my last one gets through college, then I can quit."
Hi, Joan. Hi, Ira.
But he's done.
Hi, Joni.
Oh, Ira's here too. Hey, Joni. I don't have room on my screen to see everybody. Here we go. Oh, I see Ira now. Hey.
Y'all looking some cute, all of you.
Yeah. Does anybody have a big enough screen to see everybody at the same time?
I see everybody.
I see 10 people.
Oh, yeah, I got 9. So, yeah, I'm looking at a little iPad though, so I don't know.
Now I got it.
Hey, Chris, I'm glad you're on because Tom was talking about putting a lot of the stuff he's gathered from these Zoom meetings, like photos and films and stuff,
Yeah.
in one spot. And I told him, you have a website or a Facebook page, and maybe you two could get together and try to put something just more comprehensive than what you have already. And Roger has a Facebook page. You can
And
take some
Joel
of that
told
stuff.
me he had a lot of stuff.
Who?
Joel.
Joel?
Oh, I bet he must have a ton of stuff. Yeah.
But I know, Chris, you have a lot of stuff on yours.
I do, and I'm adding more because I have all of the Sullivan shows that we did.
Oh, wow.
That'd be great to see that.
Over the years.
You know, Chris, we're having trouble with
Videos of all of those. When I was working at WQD, we did a series using the old Ed Sullivan shows. And so I had a producer
Chris, we're having trouble with your feed.
send me copies of just our segments of the band.
Well, Chris, we're having problems
It's sort of
with your mic.
The video is breaking up. The audio, rather, is breaking up over here.
Use them if we wanted.
Chris, we're having trouble.
I'd
with
like to
your
put
audio.
all those up there. And Tom, I'll send you the Facebook page.
Okay. And I'll send, if you want, I mean, I've been recording every one of these
Okay.
these weekly chats. So we got all those too.
Let me switch to the iPhone.
You
Yeah,
might
your
want
audio's
to,
not working, so.
Chris, you might want to get off and get back on because
Yeah, I agree.
you're trouble with your feed.
I'm not going to touch that line.
Well, let me dig around in my pictures over the next week or so. Anything that I find, should I send them to Tom as I did before?
Yeah. Send it to me, and I'll send them on to Chris and everybody.
Oh, here he goes.
Why don't you do that?
Because that's where Joan recommended that I send whatever I have. I send them over to Tom, which is what I did.
Yeah,
And
no,
I guess
I used them right away.
It got through, so because I sent about 5 pictures over on this past week, including the specialty of Sonny jumping up and down on his on the chair on the back of the bandstand.
I
Hey,
thought that was
Tom,
great. Yeah.
Can you put that picture from St. Louis back up so some of the people didn't
Yeah.
see it?
Yeah, that'd be a good one to get up.
It's
We got
coming.
a photo from the St. Louis Club with Sonny.
Yeah,
Pretty good shot.
there are 3 or 4 others of that same bandstand, but that one of Sonny's is my favorite because he has him standing up on the chair.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also notice Bill's hair in that. He had some.
Oh, I did have hair. Yeah, thanks for the reminder.
But you won't see too many photos from the St. Louis Club. This is one of
No,
the
you
few.
won't. You won't. I have
How
3 or
long was the St. Louis Club open for?
Well, I opened the club. I was the original tuba player for the club, and that was in the fall. What the hell was it? The fall of '65 or '66, somewhere in there. And then
Billy, who are the other 2 banjo players besides Mark Aiken?
That'd be Alan Doxey on one of them.
Doxey is to Mark's left.
Okay.
The banjo player sitting next to me, I don't remember who he was. He was with us
Okay.
for a while, but the name
Kind
doesn't.
of like a Simon Whiplash mustache.
I think Alan Doxey had some sort of a jazz band out on the island. That's what, I thought you said it was Alan Doxey, but St. Louis is sort of a strange place for him to be. I can't remember what he looks like.
Well, I don't think the club lasted that long because we never really got really popular out there. But I remember Gaslight Square was a blast to be around
Okay.
because there were a lot of good musicians hanging around that area.
Well, Billy and I were talking about the back, kind of, it was the back bar like it was in New Orleans, but it's behind the bandstand. That's a nice bandstand.
Yeah. Well, now that one reminds me. It seems to me that St. Louis bandstand was very similar to the Boston bandstand.
Right, it was.
Most of them were similar. I mean, they all look the freaking same.
Yeah, but they're nice pieces of wood. All right, I'm gonna stop the share so I can see if anybody needs to get
I
on.
remember opening day at the St. Louis Club because Craig Grant and I flew out to do that, open it up. And we got there, I guess it was mid-afternoon of opening day. And first thing through the door, Joel hands us a paintbrush and says, "We got to finish this up before."
That's right. Yeah. They were really putting it together at the last minute. Yeah.
We're opening in 4 hours and you're still painting the place? My God.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was.
So was the color red or black?
Yes.
The answer was yes. Yeah. Craig, Craig Grant, that's another name. He played in Boston for quite some time, too.
Sure. He played in New York. Well, we both played in Boston and then we both went to New York.
Yeah.
I played in New York Boston from 62 to 64, and then I moved to New York and played from there from there till 1970.
Now, guess what? I still have a swimsuit like that in my drawer.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, my
Still
gosh.
have it.
Do you really? Oh, my
Barry, would you mind putting that on?
Canoe, and
He still wears it.
Oh, still wears it. Oh, okay.
It's at the bottom of the drawer, way down deep, but it's still there. I ran across it a few weeks ago.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
Is that
Sounds like
Christine
time for
on
the
trombone?
Now, is that Joni that I see way in the background there?
yeah, I think that's Christine, isn't it?
That's
That's
Christine,
Danny Howard
right?
on tuba.
Who?
I
That
don't
looks
know
like the
who's
show band.
It is.
But
the
that's
show
Christine
band.
on trombone, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And Benu said this was Cheyenne Frontier Days. That's what she said in the note.
Oh, yeah?
Nice bandstand.
And there's another
Where's-
one.
Where were all the Indians?
Yeah. It's
That
like
band's better than the one in the stable.
Say, we got Fido 2. What's your name, Fido 2?
Hey, Barry Fu. Hey,
Hey,
Johnny
Barry Fu.
Dragon, it's Yoakum.
What'd you say, Yoke?
There you
Yeah,
go.
man, how you doing?
You didn't see him before?
What's that?
We saw you before. Barry's just seeing you now.
You know what?
Wow, we were worried about you.
Well,
Oh,
over the
we-
years, we've never been quite sure if we were looking at each other or not, you know?
Oh, I
Yeah,
got.
Joni.
Oh,
You
I'm
were
sorry. Go
talking
ahead.
about Alan Doxey. Yeah, he owned a place out in West Hampton, Long Island, called the
That was it.
Gaslight Square.
Really,
And,
really.
and
Yeah.
actually, I went out there and played for him. And Doxey was a good guy. He really was. He passed away kind of early. It was
Yeah,
a
he
good
wa-
club. I played out there for a couple of summers.
Yeah, he was with St. Louis for a while. I was only out there for maybe half a year. Uncle Sam was chasing me around the block trying to get me to go to Vietnam. And
Yoke, I heard you got a donor for your transplant. Is that right?
That's the truth. We got the donor, and I just finished the second round of chemo, so I'm on I got 2 or 3 weeks of recovery going on here, and then
So Banu wanted to know, what do they transplant? Bone marrow? Is that what it is?
as far as I know, they put it through the blood. As far as I know, they put it through the blood.
And it's bone
But
marrow. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting my experience as I go along.
well, I got attacked from behind with prostate cancer about 10 years ago. I was very lucky. Living in Boston, I hooked into the Dana-Farber cancer place. So they're pretty well known for their good work, and I've been in remission for 15, 20 years now. So I'm holding on.
Well, I have complete faith. This is the second bout of cancer I've dealt with. About 5 years ago, I dealt with thyroid cancer, and this time it's leukemia. And I'm in the Netherlands. They've got wonderful medical people here. I have complete faith. I have no fear whatsoever. We get this done and we move on.
Oh, good for
That's
you.
great, Steve. That's
Good for
great.
you. Yeah.
Well, Yoke, we're praying for you. And
Yoke.
I'll still say it, the most fun band I ever worked in was when we were in Key West. It was he and Steve Yoakum, Danny, and Joe Terra.
Gotta be.
That was the
We-
most
we-
fun mustache band I ever worked with.
We knew how to have fun day and night.
Oh, boy, didn't we? Yeah. Well, we did a lot of outside gigs out of the Boston club. As I imagine, most clubs did other places too. One comes to mind. We were hired by the Boston Red Sox to play during one of the home games. And we were all, as I recall, we had 2 outside gigs before we actually went to the club. So we had we played 2 hours at the Red Sox. We played some other place in Framingham, Mass, somewhere, and then we went into the club and did a whole 4 hours in there. Oh my God, we were totally under the weather, shall we say?
Well, Ben,
We
you
were
missed
young.
this one, which was a Brooklyn Bridge
Oh,
birthday
boy.
party.
Look at that. Look at Banu.
Oh, look at Banu
That
do
Mark
this.
Heater.
I remember the hairdo. Yes, that is Mark Heater. Yes, indeed, and Christine Lindane.
Oh, yeah.
That's Christine?
Yeah, that's Christine. And
Mark
I'll bet, I don't know, playing the trumpet, I'll bet you that's got to be Wes Mix.
I'll bet you're right. I'll bet you're right.
Yeah, that's Mark. That's Mark. Yep.
The blonde banjo player was who? Was that Penny Clark?
No, that's
No.
Banu with her two-tone
That was
hairdo.
She's
Oh,
the
I
one-
She
see.
played
Okay.
banjo and sang.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember Wes Mix. He'd pick up a tuba sometimes too.
Yeah, well, he
And
could
banjo.
play the tuba. But, yeah,
And
yeah, he
banjo.
did all of that.
Yeah.
Was that, you say that was the Brooklyn Bridge birthday party?
That's what she said. That's what she put on the little
I worked with a renegade outfit for that party. I was on a barge in the middle of the damn river. It was and it was the most spectacular fireworks display I've ever seen in my life. It was really quite a party.
Wow.
But you
So
had
how
to-
old was
you had
the Brickland Bridge then?
100.
100, 100, 150, I don't know, a long time. But it was really quite
Great picture.
quite a party. I remember getting there was a real nightmare because all the traffic was closed. You had to take you had to have special papers in order to get anywhere near the damn bridge. And then you
Oh,
had
I'm sure.
to get it. Yeah, it was really quite a
Yeah,
day.
we did a documentary about the bridge with Ken Burns. That was Ken's first program on public television. Was the documentary about the Brooklyn Bridge. So, long time ago.
Here's one that's a
Early
long time ago.
70s,
Check this
or
one.
maybe mid-70s.
Oh, no.
Hoyt Corey, Danny Howard, Bonnie
Wow.
Gibson, Christine
Yeah.
Lindane, and Bob Adams.
Yep.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Yoke, you got it down, babe.
Who's the banjo player?
That's Hoyt Corey and Bob Adams.
Okay, I know Bob.
Oh,
I
yeah.
first met Bob. He was a ski instructor, Song Mountain in
I was a
Syracuse.
ski instructor. Oh,
He
he
was.
hates it.
He was good. And he was just starting to take banjo. And there was a fellow in Syracuse whose name escapes me right now. And we both had a couple lessons from him. And then, I don't know, 2 or 3 years later, here he was. We were both at the Mustache. But he was a ski instructor.
I know his name. I have it in my phone because he called me. He's writing a story on Bob for the Syncopated Times.
Oh, good.
I have it in my phone.
Yeah.
Skinny Atlas, New York. That's where Bob
Yes,
said he
Skinny
came
Atlas. Yeah.
from. Yeah, Skinny Atlas.
Dick Sheridan is his name, right? Joni?
What is that?
Dick Sheridan? Is that the guy's name that gave y'all lessons?
Dick Sheridan. That's the fellow. Yeah.
Dick Sheridan, yeah.
And I
the
think
guy
he's still
writing an
around.
article on Bob.
Yep.
You know who these people are?
It's run by Zell.
Ooh, Jeff.
And Jeff Olswang.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff
Is that
Olswang
Olswang?
and Ron Bizell.
Where? Which one's
That's
Jeff?
all swang in front.
Zell is on the left.
Is that Jeff in front?
That's Jeff on the right.
That's right.
Yeah.
There is.
Holy shit.
That's the first guy I ever played a mustache gig with.
He looks like he has half a mustache.
That was a hell of a mustache. Had a nice curl on it.
Wow.
We played in Lake Compounce, Connecticut.
Oh,
And
yeah.
what the thing about Lake Compounce was it had the world's oldest wooden roller coaster.
Oh, we've heard about that.
Oh, okay.
And every break, Olswang would get on that roller coaster. Sometimes the front car, sometimes the back car, sometimes in the middle, because he wanted to see what the differences were.
Tom, put the picture of the roller coaster up. There it is, yo.
There it is. Yes,
Wow. Well, you've got quite a collection of pictures out there.
Yeah,
Yes,
the worst thing is
indeed.
trying to figure out which one.
How you like that, Yoke? Boy.
That's something. That's a blast from the past.
What else do you want to see, Yoke?
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Yeah, I went to Lake Compounce once. I can't remember. John Murata would probably have put the whole band on the roller coaster. He did crazy things.
Oh, he was a star there. During the summers in the beer hall, he was a star. They
Who's
loved
that,
him.
Jeff?
Jeff Olswang, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course that was the first time I'd ever played. I knew like 2 songs, Hello Dolly and I don't know what, Dixie or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's
There he is.
He's having a
yeah,
good
that's
time
Jeff.
here.
That's Jeff. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey.
So has anybody
I
heard
think that photo has come up more than all the photos. That's a
Yeah,
famous
well,
photo.
that's because he sent it about 3 times. So I was just a little worried about John Moretta because he wasn't here last week or this week. I've got to email him.
Yeah, I'm gonna email him myself.
Because he was showing up a lot. And
He wasn't here last week?
no, he wasn't here last week.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Hey, Joni, I have a
Yeah.
question for you. You worked in Boston, correct?
With
You worked in
whom?
the Boston Club?
Bob.
No, did you work in the Boston Club?
Did you ever work with a tuba player named Dave Gannett?
Oh, Dave Gannett. Oh, monster tuba player. David was about 16 or 17 and he was going to, I believe, BU. So it was the Boston Club, and he played part-time with not the symphony, but the other one, the more casual Boston
Oh, the Boston Club.
group, and the guy could do anything. He's just amazing.
But you did work with him in Boston?
Oh, a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, the
There's
guy
your answer, Barry.
that
Barry, there's your
about
answer.
playing all the instruments was Pete Levin. He played tuba at the Boston Club, but he was basically a French horn player. He went to Juilliard in New York, and he studied there. So he was pretty serious about his playing. But he was the kind of a guy, he could look at an instrument and just play it. It was amazing. Keyboard, he's still around, he's still gigging. Yes, he has a younger brother who plays very good bass. One of the top bass players for jazz and rock around.
The Levin brothers tour. The Levin brothers.
Oh,
The Levin.
are you talking about a younger guy on trombone?
I'm sorry?
Are you talking about a younger guy on trombone? Dark hair?
You know, I'm talking about Lenny Kazzonen.
We had some great musicians in Boston.
Yeah, you did. Absolutely, you did.
Great
There was
tuba
one guy
players
there who was
besides
a real
Billy.
freak. He played trumpet, trombone, and tuba. Led one of
Was
the
that-
bands there. I'm trying to think of his name as we talk, but it's difficult for me to do.
Well, Pete he played tuba at the Boston Club. Actually, he played Dixieland. I was at that time, before I started on tuba, I was playing trumpet, Dixieland trumpet. With Bajaron was on bone, and who was the banjo player? He played this lead over at the Boston Club too.
Ronnie Bill?
No, not Ronnie.
Oh, Barry Rank.
Bob Vanasek.
Barry Rank.
Barry Rank was Lunsford. Yes.
Carl Lunsford was there.
Yeah.
That band you're talking about.
I ran across him. I was traveling around the country a number of years ago. I was in San Francisco where they have those street cars that run up and down the hills there. And,
The trolley cars. Trolley cars.
Yeah.
Cable cars.
Cable cars, yeah. Trolley cars.
Little
Cable car.
Climb halfway to the stars.
So Ira Dector. Got a
Yes.
picture for you.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Holy shit.
And that's
That.
Dector. And
There's
Ira
Yoakum and
Dector,
Marty Fay.
Myself and Marty Fay.
Yeah.
I think we had a little beer that night.
Wow.
Ira Dector looks absolutely sober. Nobody else is.
Marty Fay's in Connecticut, I think.
What's that?
Ira Dector with black hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, with black hair, huh? Okay.
Yo,
We all had dark hair back
what
then.
year, hey, Steve, what year was it we played on the trolley car for Dickie D? You remember that?
Let me see, that would have to be 1970. Yeah, well,
70?
yeah, could be 69. Could be 69, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think 69 or 70. That's when we were running
Yeah,
around.
we had a
We also had that old,
trolley car.
we also had the old Model A or whatever the hell that thing was that we would run up and down the street in.
We're in a trolley car.
Yeah, that too. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, y'all were talking about tuba players. Towards the end of my journey at the Mustache, we had a guy named Neil Tidwell that came in.
Oh,
And he played
yeah.
with the New Orleans Philharmonic and started playing tuba. And then one night he started playing 12th Street Rag on the tuba.
No kidding.
I kept waiting for his liver to come out through the horn. It was just like he was really
He
playing it.
was terrific. He really
He was a fine player, fine player.
Yeah, he died young.
He did. Yeah, I saw him after the Mustache days playing gigs, and also because the Philharmonic had gone out of business for a while. And yeah,
But he was a wonderful, wonderful player.
And a good guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was up there with Gannett and those guys, as far as a superstar tuba player,
Well, I mean, as far as being a tuba player, but nobody came close to Gannett for being a madman.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Quite right.
I would say, in my humble opinion, I was telling Mike Gentry the other day, he's probably the tops, Gannett.
Yeah, I think
humble
so
opinion.
too. Yeah, well, Gannett just had a great attitude about look at Higby.
Is this the car you were talking about?
Right.
Wow.
Higby and Ira and who all we got there?
Is that John McLaren?
Dave Hunt.
What is that, a
John
flash?
McLaren. I don't know who's on the right.
No.
Man, would you hire any of them? Not me.
No.
Well, who's on the right? Who is that on the right?
No
On
idea.
our right, I don't know.
I have no idea.
You know, that guy on the left looks like Bajaron.
It looks like a
Bergeron?
wash tub.
Nah.
Looks like a wash tub.
It
down
could
at the
well,
bottom.
he did work there, but I didn't know him well enough to be able to recognize him.
No, that's not David.
No.
We're on top.
Higby and Ira are the only people I recognize.
You
On
don't
top
recognize
could
Dave
almost
Hunt?
be John McLaren.
I was
That's
thinking
who I
John
think it is.
McLaren. Yeah.
Well, it could
I think
be.
it's McLaren on
Looks
top,
like McLaren.
McLaren's on top. You're right. Yeah.
but I don't know who's on the right.
Can't guess. I have no idea.
Could that be Dennis Drury?
No, definitely
No.
not.
No, doesn't have glasses. Dennis always wore glasses.
That's not Babcock, is it?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
no.
But he's got a foot on a wash tub. You see that?
That was put on a beer barrel, yeah. So,
Yeah, Val.
Beer keg. Yeah. I don't know. I guess if you had knickers, you could get in the picture.
Look, I used to wear them when I was with the
All the
show
time.
band. I wore those knickers all the time.
Yep.
Send us a picture of that, Barry.
I've got them. I have to find that.
You still have them? Oh, Lordy.
We'll just
Well,
put the
I've got the
knickers on
picture.
him.
I got the picture, and I still have the 1920s swimsuit.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
There's coming out of the closet, and then there's coming out of the closet. I tell you what.
Call it like you see it, right? Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
Well,
put-
y'all, I'm wearing down. I just wanted to say hello, and it's nice to see you again.
Well, Steve, thanks for showing up.
502. Steve.
I'm glad you joined us, 502.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how about that?
Can we
Be
pray for you,
well.
Steve? Take
Be
care,
well,
man.
Steve.
Hey, Yokes,
It's
take
really
a
good to
take
see
a
you.
tour or something, will you?
Nice to
See you,
see you too.
yo.
Say hello to
Nice to
anybody
see
we
you.
know.
What is
Yeah.
it? What is it? Midnight there now?
Yeah, well, right now it's 11:30.
Yeah.
And Yoga. Oh, he's gone. Yoga's
No, I'm not done yet.
No, that's
I
not.
was with Rubio last night. I spent
Oh,
some
were
time
you?
with him. Yeah.
I'm coming back to the meeting. Yeah,
Yeah.
what'd you do with Rubio?
Oh, he's doing okay. We went and set up
Where's he staying these days?
in the same place, and
Oh, is he? Okay.
and guess what? We were out on the docks of the, what do you call it, the Basin Canal, and we sat there and watched the sailboats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go out on his
Shit.
boat?
No, I didn't go on his boat. He's got a big sailboat too.
Yeah, he's got a big old sailboat. It's nice. It's beautiful. It's nice.
Yeah. Uh-huh. He was on last week. He was on this call last week for a little while.
Right. He was here last week, right?
All right.
Yeah.
He doesn't come
Okay,
on every meeting.
Well,
Oh,
the
okay.
deal is you would recognize those pictures of him that Tom's been putting on of Danny Rubio. He's skinnier. He's a pencil thin.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Skinny Latin lover, boy. Skinny Latin lover.
Now, was it Joni, when I was speaking to you earlier this week, you said that Sonny has lost a couple of pounds.
Well, I don't know if he lost a couple of pounds. He's been ill, though. Sonny's been ill.
Yeah.
Have a good day, y'all.
Okay, Steve, here's.
There's
Hey, there's
Hey,
Dan.
Ruby.
Sarah.
Oh, my.
And that's H.
Look
Oh,
how
cool.
thin Danny is.
Joe H, Barry, and Danny. That's the New York club.
He's only a quarter of the size he is now.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Buzzy.
Look at
My
Barry with
goodness.
hair.
With
Barry
hair.
with hair.
Barry with hair. One side of my mustache was
Boy,
down.
now that's the, I haven't seen that. Barry with hair.
Yeah, Barry with hair.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's great.
Next time, make your eyes bigger, Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
That's when he was drinking. That's when he was drinking.
Look at Joe Terra.
Yeah,
He
man.
always looked like that, no matter what.
That's right. Yep.
He was the only sober one on the stage.
With Joe Terra?
Yeah, Joe Terry was the only one
Yeah.
that'd be up there, he'd be sober. You know, everybody else would
I
have so
only
much
saw
beer.
him have a drink once.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't drink, but he was crazy enough without drinking.
Yeah, but of the four brothers, he was the most normal.
Yeah, I think that you're right.
No doubt about it.
You got,
Look, I love those bow ties we all had. Weren't those cute? Those were so cute.
Artie played out in, there was a club out in Hopkinton, Mass called the Sticky Wicket. The friend of mine was a teacher and who opened up this club, and he just wanted to have a banjo band, so I booked one for him. Mark was with him some of the time. Donnie played, and then Artie and Joni and a whole bunch of the gang from time to time played out there. But I haven't seen a picture of Artie in years.
So Ira, we saw a picture of Bill Higbee.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, I said he was at Carnegie. I think he was at Carnegie. People said, Bill said he wasn't, but
I seem to remember him being at Carnegie.
there was a left-handed banjo player at Carnegie, and he was hooked up to oxygen. I went up and said, "Hey, Bill," and he said, "Hi, Barry." So I think it was him.
He sat down. Yeah.
I have the disc of all the pictures from Carnegie. I'll take a look. I made you one, Barry, but I got to finish it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wish somebody would take the Carnegie concert and put it on YouTube. I don't know how to do that.
Well,
I
the
think
CD
there's
I
some
have,
rules about that. I don't know if Carnegie will let you post things that were taken at Carnegie Hall.
Well,
I think
you could
the
do.
one I have, Barry,
about
the
that.
disc I have of Carnegie has about 150 pictures and 4 videos of practice. That's it. It's all pictures.
All pictures? No, I'm looking for the movie.
I don't have that. I just played it for the first time this week.
Really?
See, I have
pictures.
Any movies of any of our club? Anything going on with the club?
We're not.
Okay, here's one of the reunion pictures.
Central location.
Oh, that'd be a
Nice.
blast.
Was there a video audio of that, of the Carnegie concert?
I have the video.
Okay, all I have is pictures. And I have a few videos of just the warm-ups, the practice.
No, there was an entire video of the whole concert.
Right.
I got it.
That's
Yeah,
not on the CD I
Joel
got.
sent that out. Joel sent those out.
I think you're right.
No, all I have is pictures.
At the beginning, we talked about, when we were organizing the thing, we talked about getting a video made of the thing, and Joni's right that the Carnegie
Carnegie wouldn't allow it.
Carnegie wouldn't allow that. So there was
Oh,
the,
yeah, union thing, huh? Yeah.
there was the bootleg video that was made that I was talking about the practice sessions in the back room and all
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
that's all I got.
That's a bootleg thing. And then there was then this other CD that Barry's talking about mysteriously appeared in my mailbox one day, and I assume that came from Joel, like as Mike says. But
Well,
that's
somebody's got a copy of that. Mike, you have a copy of that?
Yes.
Mike?
You want a copy?
Yeah, because
Yes.
mine, I was showing it to Danny, who didn't make Carnegie 2 weeks ago, and it's damaged.
Oh,
It
sure.
stopped after about 40 minutes. It stopped.
Yeah.
That's not the one I have, Bar.
But
Well,
I
it's
would
on-
like to see that. I would like to see that put on YouTube.
Well,
That'd be great.
if you got 40 minutes, then you got my solo. That's really all you need.
I saw that. Ain't
Really?
Misbehaving. You played Ain't Misbehaving, right?
That's the one.
Yeah. But you know, the thing about Carnegie, you think Carnegie would mind a concert that happened of us 10 years ago?
No, you just put it on and if they don't like it, they'll come and tell you to take it down.
Right, right.
That's all. I would put it on.
Yeah.
I thought that's what was on my CD here, was all the music, and it's not. It's all pictures.
Yeah.
What? No. I have a CD with all the bands playing, but they edited it down. They didn't have everything on it. I don't know if they ran out of time or what.
This is all pictures.
Well, Ira, why don't you still send me a copy of all?
I will.
Because the only
It's this
pictures
one.
I have, okay, the only pictures I have is the ones that Tom took.
Oh, no, this is like
Like
100
that picture
pictures.
behind me right now. You see?
Oh, I
that?
see.
No, this is a lot. I'll send this to you. I made it already.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you, am I missing music? How many CDs were made of the reunion?
There was a CD that came out, like Jim said, and it was the entire concert.
Right.
I never,
Walked
how are
on
you supposed to
stage
get
till
it?
we got off.
What was
I
Joel
think that-
charging for that?
I think that was done by Carnegie Hall as a present to Joel with the assumption that he won't share with anybody. Right.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good.
Joel made copies for everybody.
But Barry has it. Barry said he had it. It was just scratched.
Jerry's got one. I've got one.
Gil has one.
Jim has one.
Chris, did you get one?
I have the video. I'll try to put it up on YouTube and then I'll let you guys know if it works.
Good.
Okay, Barry, make me a copy of your CD and I'll send you mine out tomorrow.
Mine is broken. It doesn't work. That's the point.
At all?
Well, it works the first half hour.
Oh, okay. That's probably enough.
At least through Gim Solo.
Did you look at this?
Is
Barry,
Tom
did
going to
you
be
look
the
at the
collector of
surface?
stuff? I may have some Ed Sullivan tapes.
Why'd you
Does
send it
those
to
go to
Tom?
Tom, or are you going to do it, Barry?
What?
Tom.
Yeah.
Send it to
Okay.
Tom. You know, I don't know how to deal with all this stuff. I just now my computer was screwing up. I couldn't even figure it out. So I'm not good at that.
Yeah, send it
Get
to
your
Tom.
grandchild to fix it.
Yeah.
And I put together a bunch of pictures that I have. Whoever wants them, I'll send them to them.
And I got it today. You
I'd
should
love
send it
some.
to all of them. They would love them.
Was that Mike?
Yeah.
So, Tom, did you volunteer to do this?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Tom's a good guy. Tom was the second best waiter we had at the New Orleans club.
And who was the first, Barry?
Yeah, tell him, Mike. All the rest.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Barry. Because Barry was the waiter before he became the banjo.
All the rest.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to go, but this has been such another delightful Friday afternoon. I'm really glad that Steve Yoakum tuned in. It's kind of late for
Yeah.
him over there,
Yeah.
but
I didn't know he was
we're
that
hoping to
sick.
get sunny one of these days, and we'll
Why don't
we'll
you
see you
call
all
him?
next week.
Joan, why don't you call?
Hi, Joan.
And
John.
keep your fingers crossed that the Stern Hurricane goes someplace else. It's
Well, they're both
heading,
heading to New Orleans. I mean,
well, yeah.
mean,
Let's try for someplace in the
Do you
middle.
send this to, do you send an email to Mark Heater?
Yeah, I do.
You do, okay.
I think that name. I think that's name I have.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to close this, but we'll see you guys soon.
Hi, Joe.
See you next week, Joan.
Good to see you, Johnny. God bless.
I'm sorry.
I sent Mark Heater an email to remind him that we do this on Friday. I haven't heard back from him, so we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I send it to markheater@gmail.com.
Is that what it is? markheater@gmail.com?
Yep, Mark with Mark
Adios.
period Heater,
Well, John.
MARK period HETER
Okay.
@gmail.com.
Well, if it didn't kick back to you, it either went to somebody else or it didn't answer you.
Right.
Man, Mike Gentry's pictures just got bigger. That's too bad.
Hey,
That's too bad.
Harry, where's Dottie?
You know what? She's watching my grandson play baseball.
I'll have your grandson fix your CD.
Yeah, he probably could.
Yeah, he probably could, is right.
I was going to
40 years
suggest
old.
look at the shiny part of it and see if there's a smudge on it or something.
I will do
There
that.
there are places that can fix them. But I think it's easier if Gentry just sends them a disc.
Yeah, that's easier, and I don't want to spend any money to see you guys play from 10 years ago.
Including yourself.
Yeah, including myself.
I have a question, probably for any of the banjo players or who've been around. Bob Price, where did he play? Did he play at the Mustache in where? New Orleans, Denver,
No.
Boston?
That's
You
ring a
heard
bell.
about? He was at the concert.
Who are you talking about?
Bob
Price.
Oh, Bob Price. Oh. Bob Price, well, he must have played it in some place, but I don't know where. But he's been around.
Nobody knows where.
But
Nobody knows where.
he's been around forever.
He's a good player.
Oh,
I
he's a
don't know
regular.
the name. I know the name. I think it was Steve Price who was a tuba player. Somebody Price was a tuba player.
Tony
We're talking
Price.
about Bob Price.
That was Tony Price. Remember him well.
Tony Price, yeah. Tony
This
Price.
guy, Bob Price, he's a great player, but nobody knows what club he played in.
Well, he was a personal friend of Joel, so that's the way he got in.
Ah,
He played at that club. Okay, there you go.
Maybe he played in Vancouver. Nobody knows anything about that club.
That wasn't Joe. That
Roger
wasn't part of
knows
the
about it.
franchises. That was not part of the Mustache Association.
But
Oh, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It was a franchise.
Who said that? No, it wasn't.
That's what Roger said. Roger said, and Joel
Did he?
said. Joel
Okay.
said that was their first and only franchise club. In fact, Roger went up there and opened it.
Right.
I didn't know he had a franchise.
Didn't he say he said that right here on Zoom? Yeah,
Yeah, he
But
did.
he and John Murata did a lot of work opening that place.
right.
John was talking about it 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
What about Vancouver?
Yeah,
Yeah.
How long did it stay open again?
not long. I never was there.
A couple of years, he said.
It wasn't long.
And it had to be in the early 60s then.
Got a couple of years, and they went up there and they opened it, because I even asked where'd they get the musicians, and they said, well, we sent some musicians in, plus they had local guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vancouver's a beautiful city. It should have worked. Very well.
Well, St. Louis should have worked too, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Actually, they didn't last that long out there.
No.
Wasn't there one in Chicago too?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
How long did that one last?
I don't know. I was never there.
I heard that in Chicago, the Red Garter had that sewed up.
Well, yeah, wherever there was both of us, New York there was both of us, and Chicago there was both of us, and I think maybe
New Orleans, there was both of us.
in New Orleans there was a Red Garter in New Orleans. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
New York also. New York.
Oh yeah, they were over in Washington Square. I remember well.
Right, I remember it.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
that club, yeah.
Ira, you remember that, the Red Garter of Washington Square?
Oh, sure. That's where Kenny K came from and Lynn Bump and all that
Yeah,
when it
great.
closed.
Lynn Bump.
Yeah.
They had great washboard players in the New York club.
What's that?
They had great washboard players in the New York club.
Only
Joe
one that I
Terra.
know of.
Joe Terra.
Joe. It's the only washboard
Grove
player I know from the New York club.
Grove Thomas.
What I remember when I first played out there in New York, they had a they had a banana hooked onto a wire.
That's
Right. He had the.
Does that ring a bell?
Joe Terra.
It was
Oh,
Joe
That's
Terra.
right.
Joe
I
Terra.
think he had.
That's
I
right.
think he had 3 fruits hanging, right, Barry? Didn't he have
Three
3 things
bananas.
hanging? One
Yeah,
for the
three
clapping
bananas.
hands.
3 bananas. That's right.
Well, they
Yeah.
started out with one, and that was the clap your hands banana. Then
Yeah.
it worked so well, he got put up the
And they
other.
had a gong. Had a gong. They had
Tom
a.
just had his picture up the last 2 pictures ago.
I'll get it.
The one with Barry, H, Danny,
Yeah.
and Joe Terra.
Yeah, but I don't think the bananas are in the picture.
No, but the guy you're talking about, Bill, is going to be in this shot. We just
Yeah. Yeah, because I was playing. I played.
that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The guy in the stars and striped pants and suspenders.
Yeah.
Too bad you can't see your shoes. They were painted.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, Artie, yeah.
He was Joe Terra was an amazing guy. I mean, he wasn't a good singer. He wasn't a good musician. He wasn't good. He wasn't a good-looking guy, but everybody loved him.
Oh my
They
God.
loved it. Yeah.
On nurse's night, oh my God, he had to run into the back on breaks.
Look, there he is.
Wow.
Who's on the tuba?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, no. That's the trombone.
Right.
Who's on the tuba, though? That's not McLaren, is it?
No, it's Larry Fishkin.
Fishkin,
Oh,
that's right.
Fishkin.
Fishkin.
The
Right
guy
on
that
the-
had his foot on the at the fire truck, or is that?
Oh, is that Ronnie Bill next to the tuba player?
No.
No, that's Bill Higbee.
Huh.
Bill Higby's a dead giveaway, left-handed.
Sure.
Okay, that's right.
That's
Okay.
right. Was
Yeah.
he the only left-handed banjo player in the organization?
Probably.
No, he wasn't. The first one, the first banjo player, the first lead banjo player in New York was John Martin. He was left-handed.
Yeah.
Don't know him. Must have been in the early 60s.
He didn't last long. That was in '60. Well, he was on Cape Cod with us, and then when Joel opened the New York club, John just went from the Cape down to New York. He was with the Mustache, or was the Garter at the time, and he was there for maybe a year or so, maybe 2. Then he went to a competitive place up on 2nd Avenue, the name of which escapes me.
Yeah, just me and the piano player.
Alan
was a duo.
Alan Walker was the piano player up there.
Yeah.
And funny story about Alan. I used to work with him on occasional duets and private things. And we went to one house out on Long Island, fancy house, and the lady was so proud that showed Alan the piano, big grand piano, and it was about a quarter tone flat.
Oh, really?
And that was the time I found out that Alan had perfect pitch. And so being a half a tone flat was driving him crazy. It was giving him headaches. He couldn't think. He couldn't do anything. It was just the most miserable gig I've ever had in my life. It was just terrible.
Oh, geez.
I could tune down a quarter tone. That's not a problem. But a piano,
Right.
no. Oh, it was awful. Nice fellow. But they had a competitive establishment. John left the Garter to go up there. And that's basically when Ronnie Beizell came in.
And Ronnie Beizell ended up down in Atlanta playing
Yeah, he left the
Ruby
mustache.
Reds.
Yeah, he left the mustache to go down there.
Yeah, he played
Oh,
Ruby
was that,
Reds.
that was in the underground, I think, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yep.
But you know, when I was playing the Red Garter in Wildwood, New Jersey one time, and I think you would have, Mike, Ronnie Beizell came up and subbed for me. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Mike? Yeah.
Really? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He was quite a character. Funny.
Well, the thing is, I would be playing Wildwood, New Jersey, and I had to go back to college. So I'd get Mike to take his vacation from Disney World. Mike Gentry, he'd come up and do the week while I was in college.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks, something like that. That was his vacation.
Mhm.
Disney World, coming up to the Red Garter.
Yeah. Oh, you know, you were talking about St. Louis earlier. It's one night, Jerry Van Dyke came into the mustache at St. Louis.
He could play. He could play.
He sat in for one set with the band. He's a good player.
And when I was in New York, this famous actor Siegel used to come in. George Siegel.
George Siegel.
Oh, he was a
Oh,
banjo
yeah.
player.
That's right. I remember that. He could play
That's
too.
right.
Ari, you remember that, him coming in?
I think that was before my time.
I don't
Was he
think
there when you were there, Barry?
he came in once or twice while I was there.
Oh, I
You
don't
were
remember.
there too. You were the manager. You were the
I
manager.
don't
Who were
remember
the
him coming
manager?
in. Maybe I was off that night.
Well, another name that pops in my mind, Maury Wills.
Yeah, he came into the New York club.
Did
He
he?
was terrible.
Yeah, he came into St. Louis one night too with the baseball team, you know.
So one night I was waiting tables at the New Orleans club, and Jack Nicholas comes in.
No
Billy,
kidding.
y'all remember that night? Jack Nicholas comes in, and him and his party, and I served him a couple of rounds of drinks, and I got a $5 tip. And let me tell you
Really?
what, back in '69, $5 was what, like $30 or $40?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a huge tip. We were used to getting quarters, huh, Billy?
Yeah, well, I would shoot for quarters, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a $5 tip. That was big time. Big time.
Oh, I got a funny tip story to tell. When I was in St. Louis, my wife, she was out there at the time. She was a nurse, and she used to come in, you know, most of the nights, and so when she wasn't working, and so somebody from the crowd yelled out to the band, "Play Dixie!" And of course, you know, I mean, we're gonna play Dixie no matter whether you wanted to or not. she turned.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Really? Anyway, she said for $10, the band will play anything.
Oh, yeah.
I gave her $10. She yelled over to the band and said, "Son of a gun, they played Dixie." She put the 10 in her pocket and walked out. But Dixie, that was one of those tunes. Always end the set.
Well, yeah, back then you couldn't follow, especially in New Orleans.
Right.
What was open first, New York or New Orleans?
New York.
Oh, I never. That's one club I wish I'd never been down there, and I regret that.
But New York, I think, was open before New Orleans.
Was New York, I think, opened in '64?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I think it was 63 because I went down to New York, and I moved to New York in June of '64, and it had been open for a while, so I think it was probably 63.
So when did New Orleans open?
I think '64.
Soon thereafter, because I went down to New Orleans in '64 and it was already there. So,
Okay, so they opened pretty close.
Yeah.
Does anybody know which clubs had their names on the mustache mugs? I knew New Orleans did, and Greenwich
Denver?
Village and Denver.
Denver.
And, do you know any
I would
others?
assume they all did.
I've only seen them from New Orleans, Denver, Greenwich Village.
Those are the three that I have.
Yeah, I've got those too.
Probably-
I'll
The
look on
names on the
eBay
mug,
and see what
the
they
names
got.
on the mug will vary with when they were made because the clubs opened, right after one right after the other. So
Mhm.
whatever
Yeah.
was opened at the time they made the mug, I suppose, is on.
But Kim
Well, no,
didn't.
but I'm talking about the clubs
2
had
weeks
them,
ago, Roger-
individually, like New Orleans had their address and such on it, and
Sure.
Boston, not Boston, Greenwich Village, and also Denver. Now I have some other mugs that had all the clubs that were open at the time on one
Oh,
side of
really?
it,
Right.
and
Okay.
then Roger said that one of them that I have was one of the original mugs that all the clubs used because it had all the names on it. You know,
I
they
never
didn't do
saw one with all the
individual mugs.
names.
Yeah, I've got a couple like that. I think I gave one to Tom too.
I
I
got
think
one.
he comes back.
Here we go.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
no, that's
Oh,
different.
that's a bigger
was
mug.
I was talking about that other small one that had the mustache mug that had all the names on it. Yeah, that one. The
That
one in
one's-
your other hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
No,
the
no,
one
the
I know,
other-
Tom.
Yeah.
Where's
No,
that
the
from?
other.
That's New Orleans.
You know the one I gave you when you came to New
Right,
Orleans
right.
that has all the names on the
It's
back of it.
downstairs. I could go
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah. Roger said that was the original one that had all the names of the different clubs.
Smaller than this. It's a small.
Before they, it's
Yeah, I
smaller.
figured it was a Roger type thing because it wouldn't put
Ye-
very much beer in it.
No, I was just curious because I every once in a while I look on eBay and I just pick up old mustache stuff if it's cheap. So
Hey, guys, I gotta go.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna head out too, guys.
All right,
bye, Chris. Good to see you again.
Look at
Looking
that
good.
pizza.
Look,
Pizza time.
Chris, looking good. Looking
See
good.
everybody next week.
All right.
All
See you
right.
guys next week.
Take care. Take care.
So
See you,
long,
Chris.
guys.
I'm out of
Hey,
here.
I'll see y'all next week. Good seeing
bye,
you.
Barry.
Hey,
Say
guys.
hi to Dottie back.
To you.
I
It was a
will.
blast. Try to get some pictures off to you when I fucking find them for you.
Have a
Okay,
good week,
thanks.
guys.
Yeah, send Tom your pictures, y'all.
Yeah.
Have a good week.
Thank you,
Thanks.
guys. See you next week.
Thanks, Tom.
Bye, David.
Good night,
Bye,
guys.
Billy.
Good night, David.
See you, Bill.
Good night, Barry. Good night.
All right,
Barry, I was going to tell you
Bill.
this.
Mr. People.